This video is sponsored by Epic Games. For the past month, this YouTuber has been running an experiment on the entire internet. Wifies' last soon-to-be 2 videos where he solves a huge ARG are completely fake. For other YouTubers, this has caused massive controversies, but for Wifies, literally no one cared. In fact, it's his best performing content ever, and that's because the entire thing was calculated from start to finish. So, ladies and gentlemen, after an exhaustive interview with the man himself, this is how one YouTuber outsmarted the entire internet. To understand how he pulled this off, you need to realize something. This wasn't his first experiment. As a matter of fact, Wifies isn't even his first channel. It's his 20th. This man has been experimenting on YouTube since the age of 10. And it all started after watching a popular MMOs video. He was instantly inspired to do something similar. So he begged his parents to buy the game. Not Minecraft, Survival Craft, a paid knockoff of Minecraft. But that didn't matter to young Wifies. He just saw that it had sharks and was sold on it. He then proceeded to LARP to his Kindle Fire as if he was recording a popular MMOs video. But, as goofy as it sounds, that was the moment he really discovered his passion for storytelling. Years earlier, he'd regularly give presentations about dinosaurs to his grandparents. He just found something about storytelling to be so intrinsically rewarding, and that's what YouTube is all about. So, 2 years later, when he finally learned what recording software was, he locked in.
Hey guys!
Yeah, it wasn't much, but to be fair, 2 years later when he was 10 meant that he was 12. So, that channel obviously didn't go anywhere. But Wifies didn't really know why. So he just started a different channel. This time about Clash Royale, then another one about Diepio. If they didn't pop off in a month, he'd scrap it and make an entirely new channel about something else because that's all that he knew how to do. Although not before subscribing to each new channel with all the old ones. And each time he abandoned one, it stung a little of defeat. This single player sub for sub continued until he made Red Sheep MLG, a pink sheep clone. It actually managed to reach 100 subscribers.
What's up, prankster gangsters?
I'm guessing it's because you couldn't tell from the text-to-speech voice that he was a prepubescent child, but he thought, maybe he could get more subscribers, maybe he could be famous. Then, he saw it.
I have helped many ordinary people turn their hobbies and interests into a career on YouTube.
Mom, this is how I become famous! My brother in Christ, it costs $1,000.
So because his bitch-ass mom wouldn't buy him an $1,000 scam, he was gonna have to take matters into his own hands. For a moment, he'd actually let himself believe a little shortcut like this might work. Fast forward to 2017 when he was 14 and he realized something. Giving up on channels after a month clearly didn't work. So based on this multi-year quasi-experiment, he adapted. He started another channel, but this time was different. No matter how many videos it took, this channel would be with him for life. To pick the name, he went on NameMC. There's a section on the website where you can see upcoming OG Minecraft usernames, and one of these was Wifey, a singular wifey without the S. He needed this username because it sounded like Wi-Fi, and technology is freaking awesome and sick. Yeah, that's also my first thought when I hear the name Wifey. The name would become available at midnight when he was at his friend's Jewish coming-of-age ceremony. But it didn't matter. He waited anxiously to manually snipe the name late into the night, staring at the clock and spamming the button. And the bots beat him to it. He was crushed, but he just added an S on the end and called it a day. Now's probably a good time to mention that I am well aware Wifies has tried to psyop everyone into thinking it's pronounced Wifies, but I'm gonna call him Wifies. You can suck my— So, after creating the channel, he began experimenting once again. At the time, Wifies was a big mumbo-jumbo fan, and he wanted to be smart too. So he posted Redstone videos of his own. That didn't work. So he switched to Skywars commentaries because he was also a big fan of Technoblade. That also didn't work. Until he found something that did. Hermitcraft fan compilations, which gave him some serious momentum. Eventually, he reached 3,000 subscribers about 2 years into the channel. And to celebrate, he posted an Amazon Echo beam about Grian.
Is it for me?
It's for everyone. It's called Amazon Echo.
Grian.
And this was the video that changed everything. This video got hundreds of thousands of views. It felt impossible, like he just stepped into someone else's career. Then, because that did so well, he had to do a 5K special right after. Same thing, this time about Mumbo Jumbo. This video also blew up. Even Mumbo Jumbo himself commented.
I was at an old car show with my family because my dad's really into old cars, and I just could not put down my phone. These were views that some people on Hermitcraft were pulling, and for the first time ever, I'm getting the feeling that like, wait, this could actually go somewhere.
He continued the Amazon Echo parodies and Hermitcraft content, since these were what got the most views. But Wifies knew his success couldn't last. The format was inherently based on other people. There was literally just no reason to watch his videos over any other fan account. So he experimented with a new format. It was around the time Dream was blowing up with Minecraft Manhunt, so Wifies just copied him. But this actually somewhat worked. He was genuinely the first person to do it other than Dream, but also Dream was still on 300s and Wifies just jumped straight to 6. So obviously people are interested. I mean, he got absolutely pummeled and spent the whole video running away, but still, this was getting views. And then Dream followed him on Twitter and invited him to a duel. This was gonna actually end up on Dream's channel, and you could tell how nervous he is in the clip.
The stress.
He obviously lost, but having his inspiration acknowledge him and even feature him in a video was incredible. So that's great and all. He got to be featured by his idol, but now Wifey's channel is an amalgamation of Hermitcraft fan content and knockoff Dream manhunts. These formats both worked, but he didn't even like them. So he decided to experiment again. A good friend of his, Zyphon, had been making these mini documentaries, and Wifey's decided to make some of his own. He actually really liked making them, but compared to everything else, they weren't getting very many views. This also left him with basically 3 different audiences on one channel: Hermitcraft, Manhunt, and now this new audience for video essays. And the Hermitcraft videos especially weren't doing anything for him in the long term. No one was watching them for him, so not knowing what else to do, he quit them cold turkey. He kept posting manhunts and documentaries, experimenting with each upload. Most of these flopped, but some of them didn't. For example, he was a huge fan of Vsauce, so he thought he'd try to do a Vsauce-style video essay in Minecraft. At first glance, these two things really do not seem to go together, but Wifey's tried it anyway. It was a huge experiment, and this video popped off. To him, the most rewarding part of YouTube is having crazy ideas like this and having them actually work. The Vsauce experiment also put him in a really good place. Literally no one else was doing it. But more importantly, he was a huge nerd, so making videos on weird Minecraft quirks felt like an endless ocean of content ahead of him, just waiting to be tapped into. This ended up being his ticket to escape Manhunt once and for all. So he kept going, and each time the Vsauce videos did better than the last. Around this time, he met another YouTuber through Zyphon named Sipover. The 3 of them all had around 30k and made similar video essay-ish type content, so they naturally got along. They'd have friendly rivalries about who'd hit 100k first or whatever. And Wifey's genuinely felt frustrated when Sipover had bangers, but in a good way. It motivated him to work harder. This little friend group eventually evolved into a Discord server called The Parlor with some other YouTuber friends, all at a similar size and age, including these people you may recognize. Having this dedicated group of people motivated Wifey's to grind harder every single day. And he was always keeping a lookout for other videos he could experiment with by adapting them into Minecraft. So one day, he struck gold.
An email appears in the inbox of a few users. Upon opening, there's an attachment. It has a generic name like document.txt or readme.doc, and to the mind of an unsuspecting 2004 human, it looks legit. Right now, the virus, also known as My Doom, is now copying itself to the Windows system folder.
Immediately after seeing this, Wifey's neurons were firing. He connected it to a story he'd heard in a FitMC video recently. A 2B2T hack client had a huge scandal where they were secretly logging people's credit card information. Wifey's knew he could go more in depth in Fit's video, and with that, Minecraft's deadliest illegal hacked client was born. Little did he know, this experiment would be the biggest mistake of his career. His videos up until this point were generally pretty hypothetical, and this one was much more factual. He sourced the info from FitMC's video, plus a few little interviews with people involved, so a decent level of research, but nothing exhaustive by any means. The problem is, this led to him misrepresenting a few of the little 2B2T goons he talked about, and then all hell broke loose. Which I will get to in a second, because this video is sponsored by Epic Games! Fortnite Chapter 7 has just come out, so I grabbed my friend Barry to play it. Neither of us have played this game in like 5 years.
You wanna go to Wonky Land?
Let's go to Wonky. Let's head over to Wonky Land.
Whoa, Wonky Land looks so cool!
Oh, I see it. It's like Beastland, bro. Wait, I hear you. I
know you're near me. You're near me. There's a lot of other people here.
Okay, I eliminated someone.
What? Oh gosh, there's someone right here. I got him.
Oh, W? Bro, I don't even need to do anything.
Okay, I got one. Let's go. Oh, I see him. It's right over here.
Oh, I'm glad I could help. There's 3 people left, and we're 2 of them.
Oh, we're winning this, dude. It's over.
I'm going in. Oh, what is he doing?
You got this. I'll shoot the wall out. You got this, bro. Let's
go! Yo! But Fortnite doesn't just have Battle Royale anymore. I'm in Alfheim, the Elven Realm.
I'm here.
This is actually really cool. Oh, there's zombies.
Whoa, what is that? What is that?
Wait, yo.
Do you see that?
We can't get to that. Oh, there's a boss! I was just looking at the tree. I'm helping him out.
I think we can make it to that island.
That one?
Oh, yeah, wait. I have an idea. Let's go up to this treehouse, and then we could definitely... Oh, I'm definitely not going to make it.
No, you got
Wait,
this.
can I make it on the side?
Wait.
Make it on the side.
Yo, I'm here with you. What's up, goat? Let's see if we can go around again. Oh, no, we can't.
No, I just fell.
No, I'm just falling in the void. All right,
God.
this is great. Check out Fortnite Chapter 7 now, or any of the other amazing experiences inside Fortnite. And thank you to Epic Games for being generous enough to sponsor this video. Anyway, back to when Wifies accidentally pissed off an entire squad of 2B2T goons. They raided his Discord server with an army of slur-spamming bots. No, I'm not joking. Which was already terrifying enough. But more importantly than that, they filed a copyright strike on his video, which meant YouTube instantly took it down and punished him in the algorithm for like a month. They were technically able to do this because he used a few seconds of a video one of them posted. And Wifies was especially crushed because the video was doing really well. He knew it was fair use, and he could easily win an appeal. But the only way to appeal a copyright strike is by typing your full legal name and address, which is then sent to the person who struck you. This is so they can sue you if they want, but in this case, all it would do is give this dangerous group of people, who are likely no strangers to doxing, the address of the YouTuber they hate most. This was genuinely the most terrified he'd been in his life. He wasn't thinking about views anymore, he was imagining strangers showing up to his house. In an act of desperation, he reached out to FitMZ for advice, who promptly ghosted him.
Which, valid. I jacked his video.
And as a last resort, he asked his uncle for a huge favor.
Can I give your address to a toxic group of hackers?
I could take them.
So, he put his uncle's information in the appeal. The video went back up, and luckily, that was the end of that. He continued with Minecraft Vsauce videos, but with the newfound understanding that if you talk about something concrete, you better be right about it. Over time though, he was running out of Vsauce topics. There's only so many little Minecraft quirks you can squeeze entire videos out of. So, it was time for another experiment. YouTube has a feature that shows you channels your audience watches. For Wifies, number 1 was Skip the Tutorial, and number 5 was Game Theory. So he checked out Skip the Tutorials channel and thought it looked super doable. It was just Minecraft fact videos. How hard could that be? He also thought it'd go really well with his existing content, and it turned out he was right. It popped the f*** off. Until recently, this was actually his most popular video ever, only being surpassed by those scripted ARGs. Don't worry, I didn't forget. He felt like such a genius for tapping into the channels your audience watches meta. So much so that he used the same method with Game Theory, and he made Minecraft lore videos, which did pretty well too. So now he had 3 different pretty reliable formats: facts, lore, and still these occasional Minecraft Vsauce videos when he had an idea. One of these Vsauce videos he was working on was called "What's the Hardest Thing to Do in Minecraft?" Ultimately, Wifies concluded that the answer is an escape room, where you have to use these super niche mechanics to escape a bedrock box. At the end of the video, he had a segment where he made his friend play an escape room to demonstrate.
Can I use this trap to... Dude, this should just be its own video.
Wait, you're totally right.
After the recording, Wifies considered it more seriously. Another YouTuber named CWatt has been blowing up with these escape room videos, so it was proven. Plus, how do you combine fact videos with storytelling like from his lore videos? Escape rooms. I mean, it was a perfect fit. But this was also a huge risk. It had literally been years since he made anything resembling a gameplay video. Still, he chopped off the first 7 minutes of the video he was working on and refocused it on just the escape room segment. And he was proven right again. He was thrilled about this, especially since he loved escape rooms both in Minecraft and real life. Wifies continued with these videos, and one day he reached out to another YouTuber named Parrot to be in a recording. Little did he know this would change the trajectory of his career. Parrot was an SMP YouTuber, at the time especially focused on the lifesteal SMP. Wifies made documentaries and escape rooms. Theoretically, these people shouldn't have much in common, but they instantly hit it off. The truth is, both of them worried about the same thing.
Can I still be a successful YouTuber in 10 years?
What if I lose my touch?
As much as Wifies loved YouTube experimentation, he didn't want to bet his future on it. And for the first time, he met someone who understood that feeling on a deep level. Naturally, this led both of them to the same place: college applications. Parrot was the only person Wifies knew who had a really successful channel and at the same time was fully committed to college. So, as Wifies continued making these escape room videos, he and Parrot bonded over college applications. To Wifies, college was really only worth it if he was at like a tippy-top school.
Like, my ego wouldn't want me to go to some decent school and have no time for YouTube. Like, I wasn't gonna...
And one college in particular stood out above the rest. Harvard. Partly because it's Harvard, but also because there's a girl he liked who was applying, so he really wanted to get in.
Unless you're really like #1 Olympiad winner in chemistry or something, getting good grades and getting good test scores is the floor for consideration. And you need some sort of spike or texture to get you further and like actually in.
So he managed to turn his YouTube channel into a cohesive story about his life path, and it worked. He got into Harvard. Not only that, but this guy has the most elite unspoken nerd riz because he pulled that girl and they ended up dating for like a year and a half. Besides that though, college was a lot harder than he expected. The first semester was especially rough. He had no time to make content and he was a huge introvert in a brand new place surrounded by thousands of strangers. All this weighed on him and he was starting to feel depression creeping in. For a while, the confident person he was on YouTube felt like a stranger that he used to know. But eventually, he had a realization.
You know what? What am I doing? I can't just stop making videos. This isn't me.
From this point on, he did his best to balance college and YouTube. And things got a lot better. His grades must have suffered a little bit, but his mental health thanked him. Meanwhile on his channel though, it had been quite a while since he experimented with anything. He was just making escape rooms over and over, and the format was getting stale. So he went back to what made him love YouTube in the first place. An experiment. He looked to his favorite channels for inspiration. And one of these channels caught his attention. Lamino. Lamino's videos are essentially long documentaries solving a mystery. So Wifies racked his brain for any way to possibly adapt this to Minecraft, and eventually decided that the only way is solving an ARG. At the time, there was literally one person doing Minecraft ARG videos, Retro Gaming Now. But when he did them, they did really well, so that gave Wifies a bit more confidence. It's also a pretty natural progression from his other content. It's like a puzzle-solving story. But as with anything new, it was still a risk. A risk that got 5 million views! It did way better than he could have expected, which meant it easily could become a new format on his channel, and it'd be stupid not to make more. Plus, they were fun. He got to solve a really cool mystery through the lens of Minecraft. The format was such a runaway success that it sparked a massive trend of other channels doing similar ARG videos. He truly struck gold. But another thing he realized about ARG videos was that the storytelling potential was virtually limitless.
Don't be fooled, it's listening. You can't outsmart it, it's listening to me, it's watching you.
On that note, let me redirect your attention to Parrot. Parrot was about to do a massive experiment of his own. His entire career was spent recording unscripted gameplay on Minecraft SMPs and trying to retroactively fit that into a story. But he had a hypothesis. He thought that the story itself is what people really cared about. So much so that they wouldn't care if it was scripted or not, as long as he was honest. So he decided to take a huge risk, scripting an entire 40-minute SMP video and uploading it to his channel as part of a new scripted SMP called Unstable Universe. And in the description, he was transparent and said that it was scripted. Unfortunately for Parrot though, this experiment totally flopped. But Parrot was so confident in his hypothesis that he still thought it had potential. So he went back to the drawing board and came back with this. A 3-hour movie with the acting and script itself massively leveled up. And for the second episode, he asked Wifies to record with him. The two of them would be co-stars. The recording itself took 9 hours, but it's much more fun when you have a friend with you. Not only that, but Parrot realized it was essential for just making a great video to begin with, because now you have this character dynamic to work with. The second episode absolutely popped off. Wifies and Parrot then went on to have an ungodly amount of lore, which I will not spoil, but I'm telling you this for a reason. This made Wifies intimately familiar with how scripted videos work, and it gave him an idea. What if, instead of finding and solving a random ARG, the ARG analysis was scripted? How good of a story could you make then?
Because in my mind, if you take out the puzzles, would it still, like, is that what makes the video entertaining? My guess is I don't think so. And honestly, I feel like you can take out the horror as well. And then once you do, you're literally just left with a format where you can, like, call upon supernatural entities. Like, you have literally no bounds in your storytelling.
And real quick, I make Minecraft documentaries once or twice a month, and if you subscribe, YouTube will actually recommend me to you again. Otherwise, it's very possible you'll never see me in your entire life. Anyway, for this experiment, Wifies wasn't nearly as sure. Isn't it kind of the point that you discover and solve a random ARG? Scripting that sort of defeats the purpose, doesn't it? But in the back of his mind, he couldn't help but think the same thing Parrot was, that the only reason people truly watch these videos is for the story. He even made a community post trying to collect more insight.
Which is the least important to you in an ARG video? The story/mystery, the puzzle/codes, or the scariness/horror?
Overwhelmingly, people thought the story was the most important part. So, that settled it. He would figure this out once and for all by testing it himself and scripting an entire ARG. But this wouldn't be any old ARG. It needed to be better than anything that came before it. There was a big trope where the protagonist is stupid and has no survival instinct, so Wifies flipped that on its head. He made the protagonist a Machiavellian genius, and instead of some shadowy black entity hiding in the corners, which was another trope, he wanted to make an entire ARG where you couldn't even see what was following you. The audience's imagination had to do the work. Wifies also made the conscious decision to really treat it like a movie. Something he really liked in Ish's Civilization video is that there was music with lyrics.
Music with lyrics is so much aura.
So Wifies did the same. He also experimented with straight up silence in the most intense parts of the story. And just like Unstable Universe, he put a tiny note in the description saying it was scripted. Because of this, or any combination of factors, when he posted the video, it did better than anyone could have possibly imagined.
There has been this YouTube video I simply can't stop thinking about.
A lot of people are considering this the greatest Minecraft video to come out this year, in a year that, again, very competitive.
Why is the best adaptation of The King in Yellow a Minecraft ARG? If you've been around the internet...
The video traveled by word of mouth. It felt like you had to see it because everyone's talking about it. But it didn't just get a ton of views. The audience was much more invested than anything he'd seen before. Overnight, there was a massive community of people theorizing about what it could mean, because unlike his previous unscripted ARGs, this one was a story with actual characters. Jimmy Mr. Beast even DM'd him saying it was a banger video, and Wifies couldn't be happier. After this huge success, he couldn't help but feel honored. This story he'd created entirely from nothing for the first time in the history of his channel was doing better than any of the times he'd made videos about other people.
Like, it's nuts. Like, I genuinely am so thankful that people like this world that I've created, and it's so, like, validating. And Parrot said this too. Like, he was worried that people wouldn't like his videos when he said they were scripted.
For the first time, he wasn't borrowing an audience. This was him, and people loved it. Wifey's proudest moments are when a crazy YouTube theory turns out to be right. Nothing is more rewarding than working really hard on a massive risk, and just like his newest video, it pays off more than you ever thought was possible. Who would have thought scripted ARGs even made a modicum of sense? The fact that Minecraft videos like this, like Ish's video, like Parkour Civilization, keep repeatedly blowing up across the internet, to me, is a sign of Minecraft's wider resurgence. Minecraft YouTubers are virtually unmatched across the entire YouTube platform, because the space is just so competitive that the content produced is genuinely the best, and I don't think I'm biased in saying that. It seems like the wider internet is finally realizing that. Also, scripted content is massively untapped on YouTube as a whole, and the fact that it's blowing up on such a massive scale on Minecraft, which is usually at the forefront of trends, should be a sign of where the YouTube platform is headed. If you enjoyed this video, remember to subscribe, because the next time someone has this massive blow up like Wifey's, I will be there to cover it. And have a great rest of your day. Click the video on screen for a full video on Sipover, Wifey's friend who climbed Mount Everest.